What up? LS57. I'm giving y'all these patch notes, man, because people are confused. They're not really understanding. You know, people just addressing the zigzag cheese and all of that. So I'm gonna give you the whole list of everything that they did for gameplay. You know, some people don't like reading. Hopefully my reading skills is up to par where I can explain it to you. You know what I mean? But what up? Subs, what's poppin'? Y'all know how we do, man. LS57. Lick a shot. Alright, now let's get up into this gameplay, B. Let me get into my professional mode and then give you guys the realistics. So basically with the gameplay, they got several improvements made to defense, the defensive movement, to make it more responsive. So you got better defense right now. Moving right along. The patch fixed several issues preventing shooting fouls from being called at a high enough frequency for both the user and CPU. So that's been tweaked too. Okay, moving right along. They fixed three-point line recognition for jump shooters to prevent them from stepping over the line when attempting three-point shots. Next up was they addressed the passing. Pass speeds have been increased to reduce the floaty passes. You know how you be passing the ball and it's so slow and someone could just come out the air, make a sandwich, you know what I'm saying, go take a shit, come back after they wipe their ass and wash their hands, and the ball's still in the air. No more of that. You got more faster passes, zip passes. That's good. Moving right along, we got increase the AI's usage of three-point shots to better match real-life NBA statistics. Real-life NBA statistics. Also, they implemented a casual walk-up state and new back-to-the-basket walk to launch to get rid of the hunchback. You know, the hunchback walk-ups looking like they have canes and shit with the ball. So it makes it easier to dribble walk in general. So you could dribble walk in general. You even do your how you say your slow crossovers when you're dribbling with the ball a lot better now. You might want to try it out and see if test it out. They disabled the technical fouls due to excessive timeouts in online games to prevent all the griefing. You know, you had the bitch ass people in the games that will get blown out, then they can't take it, then they'll keep fouling and calling timeout. So they call timeout and you go to the line taking technical fouls. And this was some crazy cheese because actually it was some spoiled rotten cheese, some cottage cheese, the nasty shit. Because it was to the point where you quit. Like you'll be winning the game, you got locked down, but you'll quit because the other player will keep calling the timeout and give you the technical fouls. Have you there for an extra 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Literally 30 minutes just to call text until you call quits. That's how desperate they are for wins. Shit was pathetic. Alright, they fixed the overpower behind the back dribble. I've heard that they taken out dribble number 14. I don't know how true that is because I haven't yet, checked it out. But I'm gonna check it out. Definitely gonna check it out. It addresses several cases of control unresponsiveness in the dribble system. You know how you do a dribble and sometimes the dribble don't come out? Well, they address that. But here's a tip from me to you. In case you guys didn't know, some people that have been playing the game for a while probably know this already. But you could go into your options, your control options, and you could change it from instead of camera relative to absolute. And what that is it makes it when you press back, it's gonna make it to where you do step backs or whatever move corresponds to the angle that you're pressing without being camera relative, or should I say camera related. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to go look into that, and that will help you out a lot. Tuned interior and contact shock success for more predictable outcomes. The next one is reduce contact dunk frequency for posterizers in all game modes. So now your contact dunk frequency is basically reduced. Next one, the AI will now evaluate more options rather than always doing auto putbacks off offensive rebounds. You know, that was killer with the AI. The AI would just, you know, basically do the random putback. Not even a random putbacks, but they just occurred a lot. So that's kind of good. You know, if you play my career or my league, my GM, you see what that's about a lot. You know, when you play those type of modes. Online is not so much because it's more user controlled online, so you wouldn't see it as much. You wouldn't notice it, but you'll notice it on the CPU game modes. Moving right along, several improvements, made to balance offensive and defensive rebounding. More impactful penalties instituted against zigzag three-point exploits. So as you guys know, this is the main one. You can people crying about, you can't get the jumpers, I can't. Well, it affects all your jumpers. So if you're coming off a left-right motion with your man to shoot the ball before your three, then it's most likely going to be more difficult to make. How you counter that is you get a set shot like a spot-up shooter, or you can even use a step back, and that will be more effective when you want to get off a three-point shot. So once again, if you want to get off the three-point shot more effectively, use a step back or be a set shot shooter. Alright? And that's how you get better three-point accuracy. None of that side to side zigzag all day. Although it still can happen. It's just not going to occur as often as it used to. Now, they corrected a case where block inputs were being dropped near the baskets. They increased the frequency of reaching fouls. So if you're spamming, you know, you're going to get penalized for that. So you might not want to spam too much. You might want to chill out with that. They tuned defensive closeout speed and effectiveness. So I think it should be easier to close out now, because in my opinion it was more difficult to close out. The shot meter is now enabled during the free throw situations. I think we all seen that. They reduced the frequency of moving screen violations. That was overpowered, like there was too many of those calls, so that's good. They fixed the exploit in which the user continually engaged and disengaged from the post to get to the basket. So that was like more of like the why. So they addressed that some more. They changed the default setting for defensive system online to 50 to help with on-ball defense. Good looking on that one. They reworked the shot fatigue system to take more factors into account to better simulate real life. They tweaked the Baluba cam to make it more playable in transition and during free throws. They fixed the ability to throw long touchdown passes by alley-ooping to the receiver from the backcourt. Now we force receivers to play stand catches on check ball passes. So, you know, before on a check ball pass, it was supposed to be, you know, the defender's supposed to be able to move all the time, so he can move. You know what I'm saying? Because before, your defender, especially online, before your defender was just getting stuck, and that was hideous. It's horrible. That was horrible. They fixed the issue where users' pass release type request was being overridden during the fast breaks. So I don't know if that was actually happening to you guys. I didn't really see that too much. That's kind of new to me. They fixed several cases of rebounding, goaltends being called too frequently. I mean, that you can't really control, because especially like in rec center or park, you can't really control that, because, you know, people, if they jump prematurely, then it's gonna be a goaltend or it's gonna be offensive basket interference or whatever the case may be. So that I don't know about that one. They made improvements to passing and catching into the post. I didn't really think they needed to really make improvements. My only thing in the post is when someone taps the button, how easy it is for the ball to get poked loose. Like once that ball's in the post, and it's been going on for years, but once that ball's in the post, excuse me, it's open season on your bitch ass. You could get the ball knocked loose quick, so quick. Moving right along. They made passers more aware of defenders behind them when selecting passing animations. I can't tell if I really noticed the difference. They clicked the play calling messages not appearing when calling a play in Jordan Rec Center. It's interesting because I don't really even see anybody call plays in the Jordan Rec Center. They prevent post players from auto jump, pump faking from drop steps. That, I understand that. So that's good because you want to be able to control everything after your drop step. So that's good. Delayed the AI's decision to pass on pick and rolls until the roll animation has launched. Alright, so that's better. And that means that could be better on defense as well. You could counter that. Like if you're getting cheesed by that, if you feel it's cheese, well, now you can counter it even better by choosing the isolation on defense. So that's real good. Just don't ever go under the screen. Stay over the screen. They delayed the AI's decision. Oh, we already said that. Excuse me. Improved deny ball movement when out of position. I noticed that a lot. Even if the response time when you're passing on fast breaks and someone rejects the ball, intercepts the ball, that's happening a lot. So yeah, we good with that. Improve responsiveness of right stick defensive quick steps. See, I love in 2K. Lick a shot. All right, next one. Address the rare issue where a user wasn't able to move his defender around inbound situations. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like in an inbound, like on an inbound, the inbound defender sometimes will be stuck, and an inbound defender should be able to move any which way you want it. Well, before the patch, the inbounder will sometimes just be at a standstill, and you trying to move him like, hey, I can't move him. You know what I'm saying? So your opponent will get free faster. You know what I'm saying? Because he's dependent. Because then you become vulnerable. You're dependent on your AI to cover the opponent. You feel what I'm saying? So if your opponent's inbounding the ball, and you have your user as the defender that's guarding the inbounder, right? And they're trying to pass it. You see them. Let's say the point guard. 9 times out of 10 it's the point guard that's running around all loosely. So you waiting for your point guard to get. You're actually controlling your point guard, and you press X. Well, the person that's defending the inbounder, he'll just be stuck there. You can't even switch off on the point guard. So you was vulnerable. That was a very, unfair situation. So I'm glad they addressed that. A lot of people, I don't know. A lot of people don't notice that. You notice that more when you play like online matches. That was happening. Prevent off-ball defenders from going into a shot contest if an on-ball teammate is already in one. That remains to be seen. I didn't see that one too much. They made it easier to control your player during 2K camera flip transition. That's really on the user more than anything, if you ask me. That's really more on the user. Improve post shot selection for AI control players to better match their tendencies. Reduce the frequency of steals and perimeter body ups. They fixed the logic of AI dribble pass to the roll man, pick and roll situations. Removed dribble, drive, stutter that was occasionally playing in wrong situations. Improved points of emphasis logic for late game situations. Player attributes now dynamically update the substitution menu to demonstrate the effects of hot, cold streaks and injuries. Improve logic and spacing for players in a triangle offense, freelance offense that is. And a number of other small changes have been made to address issues as well. For the user experience, LS57. If you want the complete patch notes, just go to Operation Sports or 2K, or should I say 2K Facebook page, and you can get all this stuff. So hope this stuff helped you out, but now you know what's actually in the gameplay, because that was the gameplay patch notes. LS57, like, comment, subscribe, giving you the information, not that scattered personal opinion shit like I did last video. Peace.